Good evening, Dr. Sangthong Pensisai.
Good evening พระอาจารย์
So, how are you today?
Good just walked in the
Right,
town and come back because it's
right.
very nice day.
Yes, that's good exercise. Yeah, and
Yeah,
also the weather is really nice today.
yeah, still nice, still sunshine.
Yes. So I want to go outside, but um, unfortunately for me, I don't have enough time to go out. So at the moment, we have many things to do. Right, we have the talk every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and also I think next 2 weeks we will have the ceremony on the big festival at the
Oh
temple.
yeah, the where Santara
Yeah, with
chanting
the,
and also the
uh
celebration of
yes,
16 year anniversary. Yeah, พระอาจารย์ 16 years.
yes. So
Yeah.
that's why we have to prepare something before the ceremony. So anyway, we still have time to have the discussion with Dr.
Yeah.
Sangtong.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important because we stay here, and if we have something that we can share to people, I think that will be good. And also I hope that if something touch people heart, or if they feel like something that good for themselves, they can adapt that thing into their life, and it might change their life into the good way.
Yeah.
Mhm. And so today we are going to talk about criticism. But before that, we have to show respect to the triple gem first.
Okay.
Shall we do together now? นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังนะมัสสามิ May I pay the homage to the Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Good evening, Dr. Sangtong, and
Good evening พระอาจารย์
good evening, everyone as well. So right now I can see 3 people. They listen to us. So yeah. And every day, and what I mean, every time when we have the talk in Thai and also in English, people they will come and listen to us. I think it's a good point. It's really nice for us. So, and one more thing is inspire me to do the talk like this all the time. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
also
think
as yeah, go on,
it
Ajahn.
is beneficial to people, พระอาจารย์ and also the beneficial to ourselves, because we have to search, that
Yes.
something to talk about, that first of all, when we try to say something, is we search for the information or the data, that benefit ourselves first, and then we speak like a rehearsal, that and deliver to people and benefit people. Yeah,
Yes,
it like
right.
a two ways, พระอาจารย์
Uh, Yeah, I also can learn from these things, from what we do, from what we done. Like every time, every day before we have the talk or the discussion, um, I have to read the book, read the Dhamma from the Buddha, and also something that from my experience I can share to people, and also some some teaching from my master. So I heard from them, and I think that's very good thing. So I remember that, and I will share to people. Yeah, not only for Thai people, but also for local people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. hmm And tonight, as I said at the beginning, we are going to discuss about criticism. So, Ajahn, before I post, or after I post a poster on Facebook, and my friend in Thailand, they sent a question to me, not in English but in Thai.
Yeah.
They asked me 3 or 4 questions. Not ask me, but ask me and you. What I mean that 4 or 5 questions like that.
Yeah.
So the first one is, what is the meaning of criticism
Mm-hmm.
in Buddhist perspective? The second one, why many people they suffer because of criticism? And the third one is, why someone like to criticize other people? And the fourth one is, from Buddhist perspective, how to deal with people who criticize us. And the last one, hang on. The last one, have the Buddha had the experiences about criticism and how he tackled up those problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think
Yeah.
today we will discuss about this question.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think it's a very good topic and interesting topic, Prajan, this topic, and also good question from your friends. Um, um, this is, that criticism, is people might hear or may hear in their daily life, and they don't know how to deal with criticism or react to it, and this is
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's good for them, to hear the discussion about this, and also that people will know it like clearly, like what the cause, what the meaning, and also the solution, and maybe that the example, from the stories and even the Buddha story or from discourses or the sutra like that, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it's good. It's good for them to hear about this.
Mm-hmm. So from my experience, from my understanding, um, criticism is mean when people make an observation about person, place, things, or so on, and
Mm-hmm.
then they add their judgment, their opinion into that thing, and also that thing this criticism, it might make someone suffer because of that thing, that's in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that in fact, criticism is arise because some saying, Bhajan,
Mm-hmm.
like when people, like you have said, when people observe
Mm-hmm.
or see some people behavior,
Yeah.
maybe some saying or some action, something like that, and they thought that is a mistake, and then
Mm-hmm.
just criticize. Instead, they should give advice to the people who made mistake, but
Uh-huh.
they just criticize. So
Mm-hmm.
criticism is from negativity or like a negative thought or
Yeah.
negative action.
Last time we talked about negativity at Jan Sangtong. I think you
Yeah,
remember that. Uh,
yeah,
I asked you like why people they tend to look at the negative side, more than positive side like that. So it's like normal, it's the nature of us. When we look at something, we will look at the negative side first, not positive side. Uh-huh.
yeah. This is need to be trained, Pajan. Like we have the training rules for Buddhist monks. Or
Mm,
we may call like precepts or ethics. We can say that, or morality. Pajan. This is like a training rules for us to train ourselves to
mm-hmm,
be patient with some saying or some action. We do not rush to judge people and criticize people immediately. We have to
mm,
see what the cause, what the reason, and what why they do like that. That the thing. And when we know it clearly, that we can advise them if we know that they made something wrong. Not just
mm,
like a criticize as I have said earlier, that because criticism is from negativity,
Mm,
or from wrong opinion, we can say that.
mhm.
Yeah.
And also
So
when we read the Buddha teaching or the doctrine, the Buddha he also talk about uh, criticism as well in I think eight worldly condition. It's
oh
quite
yeah, yeah,
similar
yeah,
with
like a
criticism.
blaming, like a
Yeah,
blaming,
blame.
yeah, like a
Yes.
blame. That people like to blame each other. It seems that we cannot avoid some blame, or some criticism, because in our daily life or in our world, that speaking or saying like a communication,
Mm.
that we that contact with each other all the time, even like when we walk down on the street, people make greeting and saying, that how you or something like that, why you address like that, this is a summer, why you wear the thick clothes or something like that,
Is it
and
again, Sang
it is
Thong, is it normal for them to criticize each other like that?
I think sometimes is not criticism, Pajan. It's just like a culture or
Oh,
tradition. Yeah. But why it become criticism? Sometimes it's because people react.
mm,
Pajan. How we react? People just say, it's like their habit to greet people like that, But
yeah.
listener, just from opinion, why you talk to me like that? And this is
Mm,
turn, that the word, the greeting word,
yeah.
turn into criticism. Yeah, like why you dress like that, something like that, But anyway, if some people greeting in what people want to hear, like oh, you dress beautifully today, and then
Mm,
they are happy,
yes.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
the problem. One problem is reaction, Bhajan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how we
Mm-hmm.
react to people, just not just people saying, but how we react to the saying as well. So
Mm,
in Buddhism we have like a training rules. I think in Karama Sutra, Bhajan, if you remember, the Buddha said, don't believe in hearsay, or
mm,
like a, do not believe just the saying, you know
yeah.
just
Like you
saying,
have to
just
think by
saying, but
yourself, right?
yeah, but if we hear it and we put our opinion into it or form opinion about that, maybe that from our perception as well, maybe we hear some that word, or that people say something like this to me or criticize me, and then
Mm,
maybe it's happened to hear similar words, and
mm,
then that it's just like a provoke our feeling,
yeah, yeah.
like angry, something like that,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So reaction also important, yeah.
When I would like to tell my experiences at Chan Sang Thong. When I was in Thailand before I came here, around 9 years ago. That's a long time ago. Um, my other senior monk in the temple, he taught temple boy about blaming. So the temple boy he did something wrong, and then he didn't say that he did it, but then he blamed someone like that because of you. You did that thing, and it's wrong thing. But then the monk he knew that because of that boy he did like this all the time, many times. What I mean, then he touched the alarm boy. He touched that boy like, uh, "Do you love yourself?" He asked him. He said, "Yes, I love myself." And he asked him, "Do you like when someone blame or talk behind you?" He said, "No." Uh, and the monk he concluded that um that people as well they don't like when you blame them, when you talk behind them. If you don't like people to do bad thing to you, you also should do bad thing to them. You should do a good thing, and also that problem is not a big problem. You just say, yes, I did it, That's all.
Mm,
But if you just blame each other, if you just blame other people, the problem is still problem, or it might be a big problem, right?
mm.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
I heard it,
one thing, Vajan, that to accept things as the really is, that this is very important. I think
mm-hmm,
in the Buddha saying that or teaching, he always say that we have to sometimes we have to accept the truth as the way it is. That we always say this. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
If we did something wrong, that we have to accept it and use that as a lesson, right? To or like experience or a lesson that to teach ourselves, so we do not repeat it again. Yeah.
mm-hmm, yeah,
Yeah. But maybe some it's sometimes it's like a habit, like the temple boy you have said, like
yeah,
to bring other people first, then
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So
yeah.
that this is
Blame
like
each other first or criticize each other first. It's
yeah.
like when they criticize someone, it can make them happy like that. That's why
Mhm,
they like to criticize each other. They like to blame each other, but not look at themselves. Just
mhm,
look at other people. Sometimes it's like the nature of the human being, that because
mhm,
we have eyes, so we look outside, and when we see something, we will blame that thing first. We will
mhm,
put the judgment in that thing first. So
yeah. Yeah, this is the problem. It seems like the problem is start from ourselves.
uh-huh.
Like I have said about the reaction, Pajan. When we see thing, when we hear thing, we smell, we taste, or we touch something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We like to judge and not think about it, and um so we are not have enough awareness, about other people,
Mm-hmm.
about things, and then we just put like a judgment or a rush to judge things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
if we think, like you have said, that we have to think about ourselves first, do we like people to
Yeah.
criticize ourselves like that, and we don't like,
Mm-hmm.
and then we should not, that criticize other people as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this
I
is
think I think this will be the answer of the question, why many people they suffer because of criticism. Yeah, you answered that already, Ajahn Sangtong. That because we think about each other, we think about other people too much. So if we pay attention to them too much, when they criticize something, exactly we will suffer about that. But then
Mhm.
if we pay attention to ourselves, it's like, this is my life, this is myself. Uh, I do what I want to do. I didn't harm other people. I didn't do something bad to other people. I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think this is the thing, that, but in fact, Prajan, that we can prevent, the criticism as well, you
Mm,
know, because sometimes, we don't think about the prevention.
yeah.
Something we just, that when we see thing, we just rush to judge and rush to say or criticize thing immediately. But if
uh,
we have like the word hold on or wait a minute,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and this is remind me of the story, Vajan. This
Uh-huh.
is the story how to prevent ourselves from criticism, and this
Mm,
is the story I have read, Vajan. This is about the Greek philosopher
mm.
named Socrates. You might have heard this word Socrates. He's a great
Hospitality.
Greek
Uh-huh.
uh, philosopher. And one
Mm,
day he just walked on the street, in the market like that, and some one man approached him and said to him, he just
mm,
said, "Sir, I heard something from your friend. I would like to tell you."
mm,
So that man said to Socrates.
mm-hmm,
Socrates just said, "Wait a minute. Before you tell me, I would like to ask you three questions."
Mm.
And the man said, yes, sir, please do so. And Socrates asked him the first question, what you going to tell me, is it true? This is the first
Mm.
question. Is it true? And that man just said, no, I'm not sure about that. I just have heard from someone. I heard it from someone that said.
Mm.
Socrates just said, that's okay. You don't know it. You heard from someone. And
Mm.
now I'm going to ask you the
Mm.
second question. And that man said, okay, sir, please do.
Mm.
And Socrates asked him the second question. Something that you are going to tell me
Mm.
about my friend, is it good? So this
Mm.
is the second question. Is it good? And that man just said, I'm not sure is it good to tell or not. And also he still said he is not sure. So
Uh-huh.
Socrates just said, okay, you are not sure
Mm.
something that you are going to tell me about my friend. Is it good or not? You are not sure.
Mm.
And now I'm going to ask you the third question, the last question.
Mm.
Is it beneficial to tell me?
Mm.
And that man just said, I don't know, maybe not. He just
Maybe
said like
not.
that. And then Socrates just say, that just sum up, that, okay, what are you going to tell me about my friend? To tell me about my friend.
Mm.
The first one you answer, maybe it's not true. I don't know.
Mm.
And I ask you, is it good? Maybe not good, because I'm not sure. I just heard it from someone. And is
Mm.
it beneficial? You also said, maybe not beneficial. And why you tell me? Is it
Mm.
necessary to tell me then? That man
Mm.
just said nothing. And this
Uh-huh.
is, I think, three questions. This is like the best prevention of criticism.
Mm.
When this is like a great answer, or advice from Socrates about this. So
Yeah,
each
yeah.
time when we hear something, or when we are going to tell something to other people, we should ask ourselves,
Mm.
is it true? Is it good? And is it beneficial?
Mm. Three
And
things, right?
I would like to add the last question. Is it necessary to say?
Mm. Yeah.
That I think that we have to screen our saying, gates, that to prevent us from saying something bad about people
Yeah.
or other people.
That before we criticize someone or we say something, we should think about that first, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That's
think
a
it's
good
a
idea.
very good advice.
Yeah. Could you please
Yes.
tell us about um the Buddha story? Because I I think in the Buddha era, the Buddha he have had lots of experiences about criticism. So maybe just a bit.
Yeah, I think because when the Buddha became enlightened, and he started teaching people,
Mm.
teaching people from town to town, village to village, and also at that time, some people had their own belief
Mm.
or their own religion, and they didn't like what the Buddha taught, something like that, and they started to blame the Buddha or criticize the teaching of the Buddha. Yeah,
Mm.
because they all they believe in Brahma God, something like that. But the Buddha just said, okay, that we should not um, believe in a two way, like a two extreme that he always said. That in Buddhism, hedonism or asceticism, we should believe in the middle way. But
Mm.
some people dislike that, so they criticize the Buddha. And
Mm.
in one village, the Buddha was criticized by people, a lot. And then his attendant or his monks, you just told the Buddha that, Buddha, in this village, people didn't like us.
Yeah.
Why not we move to other village? And the Buddha just said that if we move to other village, and how about the villager there? They
Mm-hmm.
might not like us and blame us. And what should we do?
Mm.
And his monk just said, "We move again." And
Mm-hmm.
if we move again, and if people criticize us again, what should we do?
Mm.
And that monk just said, "We move again." And the Buddha just said to him, to that monk, that it's like an endless
Mm-hmm.
thing that we if we avoid criticism or bad saying like that. So the Buddha just advised that monk that we have to listen to it carefully, and if it's not true, you
Mm-hmm.
just ignore it. You just let it
Yeah.
go. Yeah. And this is the thing, that let it go. This is the word that is easy to say, but maybe
Yeah.
difficult to
It's hard
do.
to do.
Yeah. So the
It's
Buddha
easy
just said,
to do.
okay, we have to we just listen to it. That's it. if
Mm-hmm.
if something that we teach is good, but people cannot see the good side of our teaching, we just let it be, that because we have to respect other people as well. So this
Yes.
is what I have said earlier, that reaction, this is the Buddha taught us how to react to the criticism.
Mm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
hear it and just let it go, and
Mm.
maybe similar to the story that I have said, is it
Yeah.
true? If it's not true, just that
Yeah, I
ignore
like
it,
that story. Yeah, I
or
like that story.
beneficial or not, or necessary or not, that we um when we hear that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think people who listen to us today, they they will gain lots of things from us today. Like when they have to face with someone who criticize them, what they gonna do. So the first one, you should think like Ajahn Sangtong said.
Yeah,
You should think like,
true.
it's good or not. Yeah, it's true or not.
Yeah.
It's good or not, and
Yeah.
it's beneficial or not. It's
Mm.
important to know about that or not.
Yeah.
And if it's not important, you just ignore it or let it go.
Yeah,
Like,
let it
let it go.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
might.
that's it. I also remember that the teaching of Luang Por Cha or Ajahn Chah as well,
Mm,
about criticism. Like he gave the example that if some people call you a dog or something like that,
mm-hmm.
if you are not a dog, why you have to be
Yeah,
angry?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think is the saying of Luang Por Buddhadasa as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if a dog barking and you argue with a dog, and then there are two dogs, he said, mean you are a dog as well if you barking with a
Yeah.
dog or argue with a dog. That's
Mm-hmm.
what Luang Por Buddhadasa mean. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we have to think about that. If it's not true, like Luang Por Cha said, if people call you a dog, if you are not a dog, why you care? You know, why you
Mm-hmm.
care about that, about the saying? Because it's not true. You are not
Yes.
dog. You just ignore it. Just ignore that wording. But
Mm-hmm.
if you just be angry, and then you will become a dog, like they said. Like
Mm-hmm.
Luang Por Buddhadasa said, if you argue with a dog, then there are two dogs. He said, including you. So about criticism, that we know that criticism is from conversation anyway. That people just form opinion, and maybe it's negative side. That criticize each other. So it's from saying, from communication. It's very hard to avoid that. But if we learn how to react to that,
Mm-hmm.
like what we have said today, is it true? Is it beneficial? Or is it important? Or is it necessary? If out of this thing, that, so just ignore it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from my points of view, I think when people they criticize us, it might be because of their background. So some
Mhm.
people they might have bad background or negative like that. So when they look at something or when they will speak something, they will speak in the negative side. They will speak like the bad way like that. So for me, when I have to face with something like that, I will share my loving kindness to them and ignore about that, like, so I believe that when we, share our good feeling to them, they can they can receive our good thing, when we, share
Yeah.
our loving kindness to them like that and just ignore it. So the most important for me is I have to um have consciousness. I have to know myself, like,
Mhm.
that thing is not my it's not true, and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we have to
I think
understand.
in English saying that we always say that it's not my business.
Yeah, it's
You
not my
say
business like
it's not my
that.
business. Just leave it. Just leave it. Yeah, and also saying is like we always say anyway now that is one action, พระอาจารย์ because in the action there are three actions: mental action like the thought, verbal
Mm-hmm.
action like a saying,
Yeah,
and
speak.
also physical action that like the body movement like that. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so
Uh-huh.
we cannot avoid three actions in our daily life. We have to communicate with people. Maybe we hear some saying. We always hear some people saying or greeting like that. And
Mm-hmm.
also we think about that. And if we are aware of three actions like a mental action, verbal action, and physical action, that we can react to people in the good way, right? Then, yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
the story of the temple boy that you say, that okay,
Yeah.
start from yourself. If you love yourself, people love themselves as well.
Yes.
That if you don't want criticism, so don't criticize other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We do what we like. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Mm-hmm.
is a good story and a good thing that we should put into practice in our life.
Mm-hmm. And now we also answer all of the question that's my friend asked me. And the last question, how to deal with criticism. So when someone criticize us, so we have to think like Ajahn Sangtong said, is true or not, is um, important or not, is necessary or not. If it's not good for us, just ignore it. And also one more thing I would like to add, meditation is really important. If you take care of your mind properly, so meditation is the way to train your mind, the way to take care of your mind. If you train your mind perfectly, you don't need to worry about other people. You don't need to worry about their criticism. When they criticize you, you just ignore about that. And also, it will be easy for you to let it go. As Ajahn Sangtong said, it might hard to do, but when you start to do it, when you start to practice meditation, it will be easy. Like for the monk, why many people they have the question like, why monks so look happy? Why they look happy all the time? Not because we practice meditation, and also we understand our emotion. We understand when some bad thing come through us, we just ignore it or just let it go. So exactly, it will be hard at the first time, but try it, do it. And also last episode, we also talk about meditation. So if you would like to practice meditation, or if you would like to know the basic, like how to do meditation, you can look at the video that we have had in the last time. So I mean last episode, in our Facebook page. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you have said is a very important, Prajan, like the training or
Mhm.
the practice. Yeah, like you have said that why monk look very happy or look calm all the time. This is because your mind, that is trained, by meditation. So
Mhm.
it's easy for us, that to calm down easily, because in meditation, I think so far that we have talked about meditation, like to train our mind, how to receive the information and to skin it or to learn it. Yeah, because when we do meditation, we just open our mind to receive the information, what we hear, what we say, what we see, like that. That's always that we train our mind about that, and we open our mind to the good thing and the bad thing, but we just learn from them. We do not criticize it, or we do not blame it. We just allow ourselves to learn from things that happen in our life. Even during our meditation, when we close our eye, we can visualize something, that some form or some sight or something that we have seen before comes up in our mind. Even that our ear as well, we might hear something we heard before. Maybe it just comes up in our memory that we just remember that, but we allow ourselves to hear that and not to form any opinion about that. We just learn it, just hear it, and let it go. This is in meditation. So through meditation, that we can practice a lot. That we can learn a lot. Like I always say that Ajahn Chia Saro, he always said that even he closed his eye, but he can see a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even
Clearly
even we
open our eye.
like a silent meditation, but we speak a lot.
Yeah.
Even we speak in our mind, Ajahn, or even
Yeah.
louder than outside. That. Yeah. So we
Mm-hmm.
just learn from our experience, from our meditation, and allow ourselves to have more time to think about that, to learn about that. Do not rush to criticize or judge. That because thing comes and go anyway. That in our life, we cannot hold on to everything, but
Mm-hmm.
we can learn, we can experience it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So now, nearly 9 o'clock, Jan Sang Tong. Uh, I think it's a good time for us and for our audiences to practice meditation together. You have something to say before we start doing meditation?
Yeah, just would like to summarize, what
Oh
we
yeah.
have said today. Yeah, about criticism. That criticism is just from conversation that we have, or maybe people observe some people. That maybe they thought that is a mistake, and then start to criticize. But
Mm-hmm.
instead, that we should give advice when people do something wrong. Like in Buddhism, that I think it's like a duty of the monk. Like a social worker. I think Prajaan
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of experience about this. When people did something wrong, they like to come to the temple and consult it with Prajaan, and Prajaan give advice. I think Prajaan
Mm-hmm.
never criticize people. I do
No.
believe that. Yeah, the advice is more better than criticism. Just
Yes,
okay, give
exactly.
advice. Yeah, but if we don't know, we just okay. I learned it. I know. I will ask someone who know about this, and then I will give you advice later on. Maybe advise them. That to go to see Buddhist monk or some people who know about that. That this is the good way, and also that I would like to remind people about Socrates' question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like we can prevent ourselves from criticism, even ourselves, prevent us from uh, criticizing other people as well.
Mm.
And like
Oh,
it's
before we start doing meditation, I would like to to talk about my experience a bit, Ajahn. That
okay. Okay.
around 5 years ago, when I start to learn English in the college, and then uh, in my classroom, there are a lot of students and also from many countries. So it's like national like that. So
Yeah,
and then one man, he said some bad thing uh, to me. I understood that, but then I just sit on the chair and I did like I didn't hear anything, you know.
yeah.
I didn't hear anything, and he
Yeah,
said
this is
blah, blah,
how to
blah.
react. You know,
Yeah.
this is good to react to
And
criticism.
then my the teacher he said to that guy, he said to that man, why you said like that to Prasad? Uh, even he didn't say anything, but then why you said many things to him and also that bad thing? Don't say that again. So you know when I heard the teacher he said like that, I smile and I feel like, oh, at least someone understand me, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is the good way to react to criticism
Yeah.
or react to some bad word. I think this is in the sutta as well, Pajan. Like um, in one sutta, some people say bad word to the Buddha, you know,
Mm.
and the Buddha just let it go or just ignore that. And the
Uh-huh.
Buddha also explained to his monk later on, you know, that if some people offer you something,
Mm-hmm.
but if you do not receive it or get it, what the gifts belong to,
Mm.
it just belong to the donor.
Yeah.
It just come back, you know, just come back word to the
Mm.
one like a swear word or bad word. If
Mm-hmm.
you know that people say, but if we just let it go, ignore it, and then it just go back to himself, like the story you have said, Majan. So
Mm.
the bad word just go back to the speaker, and then
Yes,
the
right.
teacher just warn him, give him warning. You
Mm-hmm.
see, this is how it works, Majan. Like a we say, so we can see how it works. You know, this is the reaction.
Mm.
If some
Yeah.
people say swear word and we do not get it, you know, and we just ignore it, and the word just go back to
Yeah.
himself,
Go back to them. Yeah.
to the speaker. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So like
Okay. Yeah, Ajahn. Go on. Sorry.
yeah, I think I just want to add the three questions of Socrates is because it's good. Before
Mm-hmm.
we speak something or when we hear something, we should ask
Mm-hmm.
ourselves that is it true? Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Is it beneficial?
Mm-hmm.
And
And is it
also,
important
when
or
we
not?
want to speak something nonsense, you know, we ask ourselves, is it necessary to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is
Four
very,
things.
very good tips or very good advice. Yeah.
Right. Four things, Ajahn. Right.
Mm.
Yeah. So not only us, but also the person who listen to us as well. Before
Yeah.
you speak something or when you hear
Yeah.
something, ask
Yeah.
yourself first. The first
Yeah.
one is good or not.
Yeah.
It's good to hear it or not, or it's good to say or not.
Mm.
If it not good, just ignore it. Ignore it. And the second one is true or not. If you hear something from someone, you have to ask yourself, is true or not. Or if before you speak something to someone, before you criticize someone, you have to ask yourself, is true or not. And the third one is beneficial or not. And the last one is important or not. So four
Yeah.
things. If you can
Yeah.
practice four things, you will be happy. And
Yeah.
I mean, when
And
we say happy,
become
yeah,
good speaker, Fajan.
yes,
So you become good speaker.
yes. Okay, thank you very much, Ajahn Sangthong. And shall we practice meditation together?
Okay.
Um, can you conduct meditation
Okay.
again?
I'll do, and I will do according to the like related to the topic that we said today about criticism. Yeah, and also the meditation tonight. Yeah, I'm going to give you instruction about that. But first of all, you just sit comfortably, back straight, and close your eye, and allow yourself to learn from what you heard, maybe now or before. Because when we meditate, even we close our eye, we visualize something, even we sit in the quiet place, we may hear something in our memory, or something comes up to our mind. We perceive that, some saying. We just learn it, acknowledge it, and let it go. We do not form any opinion about what we see, what we hear, or other feelings that we feel. We just allow ourselves to learn and let it go. Do not form any opinion about that. And maybe we use our breath as a meditation object. Anytime that we realize that our mind wandering around to the past, to the future, we think too much about the future, what we are going to eat, what we are going to do tomorrow, something like that. We just bring our mind back to the present moment and focus it on the breath, breathing in, knowing, breathing out, knowing, and just allow ourselves to focus our mind on the breath. Be mindful of our breath. Be aware of our breath. Breathing in, knowing. Breathing out, knowing.
So after meditation, I would like everyone share our loving kindness to everyone. Allow us. So if we start from ourselves first, and after that we can share to our family, our friend, even our enemy, uh, our uh, so I mean everyone. So shall we start to do that together? May I be free from enmity and danger. May I be free from mental suffering. May I be free from physical suffering. May I take care of myself happily. May my parents, teachers, relatives, and friends, may they be free from enmities and dangers. May they be free from mental suffering. May they be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. Sadhu. For tonight, thank you very much, Ajahn Sangthong, and thank you everyone who listening to us tonight. And I hope that you can gain something from Ajahn Sangthong and from me as well. And if you can adapt something into your life, that will be good. And also tonight, I wish you all to be happy, to be healthy all the time, and see you again next Friday, right, Jan Song Tong?
Friday, yes, Friday
Yeah.
from
So
Buddhist terminology.
yes. Anyway, see you again this
See you,
Friday. And
Vajan.
if someone would like to join us, so you feel free to join us on Friday.
Yes, yes.